Sigma and alpha males have various common characteristics. Most significantly, they inhabit the same rank on the social ladder, followed by beta and gamma males. Although they are equal in status, they are not precisely in the same position. The Sigma man will opt to stay away from this hierarchy and watch from a distance. This is because he understands that he does not correspond to the standards of social norms. In this video, we will discuss 9 things Sigma male performs better than alpha. Watch to the end. 1. Having freedom and self-sufficiency. One of Sigma guy's critical characteristics and strengths is a significant deal of autonomy and self-reliance. He has the attribute of self-sufficiency and excels at it far more than the alpha male, who often depends on others to be sufficient. The Sigma male doesn't need anybody's care or assistance to live in our world. He knows his issues and can handle them alone, but he won't hesitate to ask if assistance is required. And besides, requesting assistance may be seen as a sign of dependence. To live in a manner that allows him to choose his fate and be authentic to himself, the lone wolf resists depending on anybody else, especially authority. For instance, he is more inclined to rent a home than buy one since he is free and values freedom. Furthermore, nobody would be surprised if he decided to tour the globe solo as he enjoys his freedom and independence. Besides, this doesn't bother him since he has faith in his abilities to overcome obstacles if they arise. 2. Respecting boundaries. Although the alpha male is outgoing, friendly, and enjoys being the center of attention, there is a significant aspect that the confident but reserved Sigma male does considerably better. And that is showing consideration for others' privacy and comfort zones. The alpha male will raise, intimidate, and push through circumstances to achieve his goals. If necessary, he will manipulate people without consideration for their emotions or degree of comfort. Furthermore, he won't allow any individual or thing to alter his ulterior goal. He will probably target sympathetic and sensitive individuals who are likelier to continue being courteous and involved and are not inclined to give him trouble. The Sigma male, in contrast, would never dare to carry on speaking or acting in a manner that might make someone uneasy. He recognizes the value of setting limits for himself and will uphold them, expecting others to do the same. The Sigma reads body language and acts appropriately, while the alpha could notice similar social signs yet won't give a damn. 3. Depending on oneself for approval. The Sigma man is just as self-assured as the alpha male, but he excels at not requiring the approval of others to feel validated. He is aware that his self-approval is more significant than anyone else's. On the other side, the alpha male needs to be appreciated by others to feel fulfilled. In contrast to the Sigma guy, who has a smaller set of close friends, the alpha could have a shitload of average friends to feel validated and improve his feelings of self-worth. The Sigma sees no logic in this since he is aware that the affirmation you receive from others is just fleeting and that you will eventually need more. You will never find genuine contentment whenever your self-worth doesn't initially originate from the inside. 4. Having no sense of being challenged or compelled to compete. Alpha males are compelled to compete against one another and strive to control their surrounding environment. They need to be the focus of everyone's attention, and when that need isn't met, it might cause them problems. On the other hand, Sigma males don't see other individuals as rivalries and never feel oppressed. Instead, they justify their viewpoint on other individuals depending on their abilities, personalities, and contribution. They don't care about dominating or competing with anyone besides themselves. They scoff at the natural desire of alpha men to compete with one another, and they think it is a big waste of time and effort. 5. Presenting oneself without becoming hostile. The stereotypical alpha male is domineering, noisy, and has the propensity to appear very forceful and threatening, particularly when expressing himself. The Sigma, however, dislikes this kind of mentality and, although having some similarities to an alpha male, is more adept at communicating his ideas and beliefs without being aggressive or intimidating. He maintains his composure, and if a heated argument or a complex scenario arises, he is often the only one to defuse it. The Sigma male would sooner cut his losses than engage in a fight because he views conflict as a complete waste of time. When he is pushed into a state of battle, he will use strategy and intellect to defeat the enemy rather than raw force. 6. Being sincere about not fitting in. Sigma males do not comply with social norms and are rebellious to authoritative figures. They prefer to avoid the social structure, not adhering to its rules and expectations. They are the epitome of a renegade without a cause, always going against the grain. While the alpha male may act as though he's against societal structure, this is just an expression he tends to put on to distinguish himself from the rest and achieve what he needs. He is not an innate nonconformer like the Sigma male. The Sigma male doesn't care about what's popular, doesn't see the need to conform to what society expects of him, and doesn't act in a manner considered the correct approach to life. While he may cause a little controversy by following his guidelines and instinct and altering things, nothing can restrict him from his individuality. 7. Being true to himself. A Sigma male excels at being more authentic to their actual self than an alpha male. He fully knows himself and what he stands for, wants, and doesn't desire. He won't compromise his principles or act unethically. Regardless of the cost, he values them as much as the alpha values gratification. The Sigma likes to lead a life devoid of regret and deception. He acknowledges that human life is short and does not want to feel remorse for leading a life out of line with his true self. On the other hand, the alpha is unlikely to worry since he typically doesn't have a long-term plan. He is solely concerned with the here and now and whatever he can get out of it. 8. Being alone. The Sigma male enjoys being alone, unlike the alpha male, who requires socialization to feel re-energized and revitalized. He prefers solitude since this is how he relaxes and re-energizes. He may focus on improving himself while in solitary, enhancing his mental, emotional, or spiritual health, or completing personal tasks. And this illustrates why he tends to be a less active user of social media, choosing to engage in worthwhile things instead, such as creating and maintaining genuine connections, having new adventures, or establishing financial freedom. 9. Constantly prioritizing himself. I understand you believe this behavior is typical of an alpha male, and yes, you would be correct. However, there's one significant difference. An alpha will compromise his desires and requirements for the benefit of his tribe, willing to sacrifice his happiness by placing other people's needs before his own. In contrast, the Sigma male is a loner who doesn't care about what is satisfactory for the community unless he finds a logical answer. In other words, he always puts himself first, not worried about what others think of him, whether he is pursuing a romantic, professional, or personal objective at the time. You now understand what Sigma does better than the alpha males. If the personalities mentioned are familiar to you, then perhaps you are one of the rare male archetypes, the lone wolf. What are your thoughts on the topic? Do you support the points mentioned? Bring your ideas and let's discuss. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.